What's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here continuing. Let's cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do here on the Jam Session. We cook up every single game, every single day, man. Money making Monday, new week, new goals, new opportunities. Man, yesterday we went 1-1 here on the Jam Session. The Golden State Warriors punched their ticket to the second round. They continued their dominance over the Houston Rockets. Houston, we have a problem, and that problem is the Rockets just don't have a bona fide star. Somebody who can ultimately take them to where they're trying to go. Jalen Green, he came up real short in this playoff series. Sengun came up real short down the stretch of that basketball game yesterday. We'll see if the Rockets make some offseason moves to acquire a star or if they run it back. And like we were the 2 seed last season, we just ultimately came across our nemesis, or if they blow it up and try to make some off-season acquisitions. Shout out to the light-skinned man and his 2 henchmen. But really, if I were to give out a game ball yesterday, it would have to go to Buddy Hield. Shout out to Buddy Hield. I'm glad he's finally getting some playoff minutes. His first playoff series, that's how you close it out, my man. Shout out to Buddy Hield, who's shooting the Spalding off that ball yesterday. In the other game, I had the Cleveland Cavaliers laying the points in that one. As I tried to explain here on the Jam Session yesterday, I have the Pacers winning the series. I put a pretty penny on the Pacers to win the series before the series started. And I feel like yesterday Cleveland had to come out and make a statement. They had to. This is an Indiana team that had beaten them both meetings in Cleveland in the regular season. So it set up the double revenge game angle at home at the crib for Cleveland. And Cleveland just didn't respond, man. Now they find themselves in some really they're not in a favorable position. That's all I'm saying. I kind of feeling like a Pacers in 5. We might got to bring the brooms out. I might be getting a little ahead of myself, but maybe I'm not, man. Indiana is looking like exactly who I've told you guys they were all season long. A team that I thought, looking at the landscape of the East, would find themselves back in the Eastern Conference Finals. We'll see if ultimately I am proven right. So I felt like Cleveland had to make a statement yesterday. If they didn't, they were going to be in real trouble. And that's where they find themselves now, in real trouble. So was what it was, man. I did drop it yesterday, but I think for overall, we got a pretty good pulse on that series, man. Money making Monday. We got 2 games today, round 2 action. New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics, and we got the Denver Chicken Nuggets and the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies. Finna let you, ladies and gentlemen, know my thoughts on both, get you guys the information you need to know, and get you, ladies and gentlemen, in and out of here, and hopefully we come out green on the other side like we usually do. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me, you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below, and of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Let's do it. Money making Monday. First game on the board. Got the New York Knicks out on the road facing the Boston Celtics. Celtics 9.5-point home favorites here in this thing. Short, sweet, simple. I think the line tells you everything you need to know. I'm on Boston. I'm laying the points. I think they dominate New York here in game 1. New York got to show me. They got to show me. Remember, this is the same New York team that struggled mightily against the best teams in the NBA this season. Against Cleveland, New York, and Oklahoma City. Guess how many games they won against those teams this season? I'll tell you. 0. They beat up on a lot of bad teams this year. And I felt like even in the first round, yes, they won it. Yes, they came out. Yes, they're in the second round. But are we really all going to sit here and act like the Pistons are just some mighty great team and the Knicks defeating them was some great, feat? No, this is the same Pistons team that a season ago was one of the worst teams in NBA history. So, shout out to the Pistons. They had a good season. Shout out to the Knicks. They handled business. But looking at that series through a real-life lens, I felt like the Pistons controlled that series. Where the Pistons messed up at was they were terrible in the clutch. And that's where the Knicks are really great at, is in the clutch. So the problem with that, though, is in order to be good in the clutch, in order for that to factor in, the game got to be close. And tonight, I don't think the game is close. So I don't think that clutchness, late fourth quarter shit matters tonight. I think the Celtics come out here and put belt to ass like they've done in 3 of the 4 meetings this season. I've said consistently here on this show over the past 2 seasons that I felt like Boston is the best team in the NBA by a pretty wide margin. Now, Boston does play with its food in certain spots, certain situations, but over the last 2 years, Game 1 hasn't been one of those situations. I think they come in here, handle business, flex their muscles, and show why they're the best team in the NBA. Show why they're the defending champs. Show why they did New York the way they did them during the regular season. That's all I'm saying. I hear a lot of people saying 9.5 is too many points to give the Knicks in the playoffs. I get it. That is a lot of lumber to lay, but in that same lens, man, NBA basketball is a game of runs. This could be a 4, 5, 6 point lead, late fourth quarter, one tray ball, stop, fast break bucket, they're up 12. You feel me? Like, come on, man, y'all know what it is. I think Boston dominates them here in Game 1. Knicks will compete in the series. And I think the Knicks will win at least 1 or 2 games in this series. But here in Game 1, I don't think that's going to be tonight. I think the Celtics take these boys behind the woodshed. I'm going to lay the points of Boston here in our first game of the night, man. We keep it rolling. Next game up, we head over to Oklahoma City, where our favorite money-making team, the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies, are also 9.5 point home favorites over the Denver Chicken Nuggets here in this one. Look, say it with me. Thunder Buddies for life. I'm laying the points here with Oklahoma City here in our last and final game of the night. Here's why. Oklahoma City has a significant rest advantage coming into this game tonight. Denver coming off that Game 7. Denver on the road. This is just not a favorable spot and situation for the Nuggets. I do think the Nuggets will make this series much more competitive than some may think. Oklahoma City still doesn't have necessarily a ton of playoff experience. This is a really young basketball team, and I think we're going to see that pop up in certain games. Not tonight, though. I think tonight they come out here, put belt to ass, and take this team behind the woodshed. It's just a really good situation for them with the rest advantage. At home, at the crib, behind one of the best home venues in all of the NBA. Nuggets will respond at a certain point in this series. I just don't like it for them tonight, is all I'm saying. So in this one tonight, man, Oklahoma City, they were the best ATS team in the NBA this season, one of the best of all time. They've been our favorite money-making team for 2 to 3 seasons. Thunder Buddies for life. I have no reason to fade them here in this one. Everything that I look at puts me on Oklahoma City, so that's exactly where I'm going to be, on the Thunder Buddies, man. I'm going to lay the points with them here in our last and final game of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. All I ask is that you smash the like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Money Making Monday, ladies and gentlemen. New week, new goals, new opportunities. Let's do the damn thing, man. Let's make it a good night. Tomorrow, I got a special guest coming on the jam session, man. Yes. It'll be, I'll have somebody here with me on the jam session tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Put in the comments who you think it's going to be. Who you think is going to pop on the jam session tomorrow. Should be fun. We'll talk about some basketball, man. Talk about the scope of the NBA and talk about how we see the playoffs ultimately closing out. So yeah, man, I can't wait for y'all to see that tomorrow. Smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Send this to your friends. Put who you like in the comments. Let me know who you like tonight. Let me know if you fade me. Let me know if you're rocking with me. And that's all I got for y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate y'all more than y'all know. See y'all tomorrow. I'm out of here. Peace.